7 days had passed since the blackout. 2-second pause. America no longer looked alive. There were no lights in the cities, no sound on the streets. Everywhere was just darkness. And that darkness was no longer just night. It had become the darkness of an entire nation. Ultra-realistic aerial view of United States at night. Entire country completely blacked out. No city lights, storm clouds covering land, cinematic apocalypse mood, 16:9, highly detailed film look, HDR satellite-style view of dark America with only faint emergency power clusters, digital map aesthetic, cyber collapse atmosphere, cinematic realism, low-orbit cloud layer moving over pitch-black continent, dramatic lighting, storm energy, cinematic wide-shot broken power grid visualization over USA, glowing red failure points, sci-fi documentary style, ultra-detailed zoomed cinematic shot into completely dark city region, no lights, abandoned world feeling, hyper-realistic scene 2, abandoned highways, endless highway full of abandoned cars, nighttime, fog, cinematic apocalypse, ultra-realistic, 16:9, inside abandoned car, door open, luggage still on seat, dust particles in air, dramatic lighting, wind blowing newspapers across empty highway, motion blur, cinematic tension, broken traffic light hanging and sparking in dark road, close-up dramatic shot, wide shot highway disappearing into thick fog, no humans, silence atmosphere, scene 3, dying street light, flickering street light in abandoned city street at night, rain droplets, cinematic mood, street lights slowly fading into darkness, dramatic exposure change, empty urban street with long shadows, post-apocalyptic realism, broken glass reflecting dim light on wet ground, cinematic macro shot, total blackout moment, street disappearing into darkness. Scene 4, gas station exterior, old gas station at night, flickering neon sign, abandoned cinematic horror tone, empty fuel pumps, broken screens, dust and wind moving trash. Security camera hanging, broken, slight movement in wind, close-up store windows glowing weak emergency light inside, eerie silence. Wide shot, isolated gas station in middle of nowhere. Highway scene 5, inside gas station, empty convenience store shelves, completely looted. Cinematic lighting, broken fridge, glowing blue light in darkness, eerie atmosphere. Dust particles visible in flashlight beam inside store. Abandoned cash counter with broken register. Dramatic shadows. Door swinging slowly with wind entering dark room. Scene 6, survivors. Daniel Carter, rugged truck driver. Tired face, cinematic close-up, survival look. Elena Nurse, worried expression, soft dramatic lighting. Marcus teenage boy scared, emotional eyes, dark environment. Ray old mechanic holding tools, gritty realism, survival vibe. Group sitting together in silence inside gas station scene 7. Radio activation. Old battery radio close-up, static noise, glowing screen effect. Radio dial turning by itself in darkness, supernatural feel. Static waves forming visual distortion, cinematic effect. Close-up radio speaker emitting weak light signal. Group shocked reaction in dim light room. Scene 8, first broadcast. Radio transmitting voice waves, visual effect, cinematic HUD style close-up. Daniel listening intensely, dramatic shadows. Elena confused fear reaction, soft blue lighting. Text visual, do not go north, appearing in cinematic overlay. Radio flicker, fading signal slowly. Scene 9, outside danger. Dark highway outside gas station, moving shadows in distance. Wind blowing broken door violently, cinematic tension, distant gunfire, light flash in darkness. Silhouette figures barely visible in fog. Interior panic reaction shot, shaky camera feel. Scene 10, escape begins. Survivors packing supplies quickly in panic. Truck engine, starting in dark cinematic lighting. Headlights cutting through foggy night gas station fading into background. Distance road ahead. Unknown, wide cinematic shot. Scene 11, night shelter. Survivors hiding inside abandoned motel during blackout, candlelight only, cinematic realism, dark motel hallway with flickering flashlight beam, tense atmosphere. Daniel standing near broken window watching outside storm-old television showing static emergency warning screen. Rain hitting motel roof during silent night. Survival mood scene 12. Food shortage. Empty supermarket shelves after nationwide panic. Ultra-realistic people fighting over bottled water in darkness. Cinematic chaos. Shopping carts abandoned in parking lot during blackout. Close-up canned food being rationed carefully. Hungry survivors sitting silently around small food supply. Scene 13. Military lockdown. Military convoy blocking highway during national emergency. Armed soldiers checking survivors at quarantine. Checkpoint searchlights scanning vehicles at night. Cinematic tension. Helicopter hovering over road with loud dust storm effect. Daniel hiding truck behind abandoned vehicles from military patrol. Scene 14. Strange radio message. Radio suddenly activating alone at midnight. Unknown distorted voice speaking through static, close-up shocks survivor reactions in darkness. Map spread on table with northern states circled in red battery-powered lantern beside mysterious radio transmissions. Scene 15. The final road. 5 prompts. Truck driving into heavy fog before sunrise. Massive abandoned city appearing in distance. Destroyed military vehicles scattered across highway. Dark tunnel entrance with emergency lights flickering. Wide cinematic shot of survivors heading toward unknown future. Scene 16. The silent neighborhood. Empty American suburban neighborhood during total blackout. No lights anywhere. Cinematic realism. Children bicycles abandoned on empty street at night. Eerie silence. Front doors left open in dark houses. Wind moving curtains. Dog barking alone in distance under broken streetlights. Wide aerial shot of silent neighborhood covered in darkness. Scene 17. Water crisis begins. People collecting rainwater during blackout survival situation. Empty water bottles scattered inside abandoned grocery store. Broken water pipes flooding dark street at night. Survivors arguing over last remaining bottled water. Close-up dirty sink with no running water. Cinematic detail. Scene 18. Emergency broadcast returns. Old emergency screen flickering inside abandoned building. Static warning message appearing on broken television. Red emergency alert text, glowing in dark room. Daniel listening carefully to weak radio transmission. Close-up radio frequency numbers, changing rap. Scene 19, looters in the dark. Shadowy looters entering abandoned store at night. Flashlights moving through dark alley during blackout. Broken glass and smoke inside. Destroyed supermarket survivors, hiding silently behind shelves. In fear, wide cinematic shot of chaos spreading through city streets. Scene 20, the unknown signal. Massive radio tower blinking weak red lights in darkness. Storm clouds above isolated transmission station. Truck approaching mysterious tower through foggy road. Daniel staring at glowing signal source from distance. Final cinematic wide shot of tower standing alone in Blackout America. Writing scene 21, the underground tunnel. Dark underground subway tunnel during nationwide blackout. Cinematic realism. Flashlights reflecting on wet tunnel walls. Survival atmosphere. Abandoned train stopped deep underground. Eerie silence. Survivors walking carefully through tunnel smoke and darkness. Emergency red lights flickering inside empty subway station. Scene 22, the burning city. Massive fire spreading across dark city skyline at night. Smoke clouds rising above powerless skyscrapers. People watching distant fires from rooftop in silence. Burning police car abandoned on empty street. Wide cinematic aerial shot of collapsing city in darkness. Scene 23, hidden survivor camp. Secret survivor camp inside abandoned warehouse. Small campfire lighting, exhausted survivors. Faces makeshift beds and survival supplies inside dark building. Guards standing watch with flashlight near entrance. Children sleeping while storm rages outside cinematic mood. Scene 24. The military secret. Classified military documents scattered across dark control room. Map of America marked with red quarantine zones. Close-up soldier, helmet abandoned beside radio equipment. Underground command center operating on emergency power. Daniel discovering hidden files revealing truth behind Blackout. Scene 25, the final transmission. Emergency radio tower broadcasting final signal at sunrise. Samuel Reed speaking emotionally into microphone. Massive storm approaching transmission tower. Cinematic shot radio signal, spreading across dark America visual effect. Final wide shot of survivors standing silently as weak sunlight appears.